Hey up, Internet, and welcome to On the Sofa Live. With me this week is my old partner in crime, Niece. We were talking about the Epstein files earlier, and we have our own Epstein files scandal here in the UK.
You've got a couple from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. But this one centers around Peter Mandelson, who was the ambassador to the United States, appointed by Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and so the MPs put pressure on him to release the files that detailed, who knew what when. And
well, at least it's seeming like Starmer did release the files. Bondi's just acting like a jackass about them.
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. This is this is from BBC News. The headline reads: a weirdly rushed appointment and other key takeaways from Mandelson files, by Joshua Nevitt, political reporter. Government documents running into 147 pages have revealed new details about the appointment of Lord Mandelson as the UK's ambassador to the US and the fallout from his sacking last year. It's the first release of files related to the process to hire and later fire Lord Mandelson after MPs forced the government to disclose the files. Lord Mandelson was sacked as ambassador last year after revelations emerged about his friendship with the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The peer is under criminal investigation over allegations of misconduct in public office and has repeatedly let it be known that he believes he has not acted criminally, did not act for personal gain, and is cooperating with the police.
And Bill Clinton did not have sexual relations with that woman, Ms. Lewinsky.
Exactly. The thing is, even before the Epstein files were released, even before these recent revelations about Mandelson's dealings with Epstein, we knew that he had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. We knew they were close friends. There were already photos of him and Epstein together. There's that famous photo of him celebrating Epstein's birthday, about to enjoy a birthday cake.
I don't remember if I've seen that picture. I probably have.
I mean, that photo went nuclear, I seem to remember. So we all knew about this. For Starmer to try to claim that he didn't know that he had a relationship with Epstein before he appointed him is nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense.
It really brings Pulp Fiction to mind. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Keir.
Yes, exactly. So here are the key details from the first batch of documents. Keir Starmer was warned of reputational risks. The documents show that Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer was advised that Lord Mandelson's relationship with Epstein posed a general reputational risk ahead of his confirmation as US ambassador. In an advisory note sent to the Prime Minister on the 11th of December 2024, 9 days before he was confirmed as ambassador, other reputational risks flagged to the Prime Minister included Lord Mandelson's previous sackings from government. The note also says Lord Mandelson was seen as an advocate for closer UK-China relations. Sir Keir was told that the JP Morgan Bank commissioned a report in 2009 that found Lord Mandelson had maintained a particularly close relationship with Epstein after the financer's conviction for soliciting prostitution with a minor. The Prime Minister has maintained he did not know the extent and depth of Lord Mandelson's relationship with Epstein when he appointed him. But given what this advisory note says, the Prime Minister is likely to face questions about his judgment.
Do you think he's going to be pressured to resign over this?
Yes, I think this could and should be the end of his political career. He should certainly resign. But I don't.
There's no way he didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way he didn't know.
Which then leads to questions about, if he knew, was he complicit, or was there, is there more to this?
Well, yeah, exactly. He knew. I think it's clear from these documents that he knew. I mean, it was common knowledge that Mandelson has been fired twice before from public office. I can't remember off the top of my head.
You would think that would be the end of it.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But
but you know what? Common sense is a misnomer. How many times have I said that?
Well, exactly. And I mean, it was common knowledge that he had the nickname the Prince of Darkness, for crying out loud. You don't hire the Prince of Darkness.
I'm sorry. Did you just call him the Prince of Darkness?
Yeah.
How dare you insult Ozzy Osbourne in that manner? As a metalhead, I am deeply offended, and he would be as well.
I'm sure he would be.
Don't take the name of Ozzy Osbourne in vain ever again.
The next takeaway is no suggestion Mandelson was an issue in Trump's White House. British ambassadors are usually career diplomats, but in a departure from the norm, Lord Mandelson was a politician and businessman when he was appointed to the top diplomatic role in Washington. At the time he was hired, Sir Keir said Lord Mandelson would bring unrivaled experience to the role and was seen as a savvy political operator, someone who could strengthen the government's relations with President Donald Trump's White House. One email from the documents suggests Karen Pierce, the UK's former ambassador to the US, had provided a report of her call with Mike Waltz, Trump's national security advisor at the time. Following this, there was no suggestion that Peter's nomination was an issue in the Trump PC, the email says. The government told the BBC PC in this context meant press conference, although it's unclear which Trump press conference the email was referring to.
Well, yes, considering he has them constantly.
Yeah. Trump had a well-documented relationship with Epstein, but has constantly denied any wrongdoing in relation to the disgraced financier and has said he did not know about his crimes.
Bullshit. Well, this is... But at least I have to give the UK government credit. At least they're doing something about Mandelson. Trump continues to sit in the Oval Office. You would think they'd at least, even as much as I would rather he be, I think at this point the dementia symptoms are bad enough that it warrants 25th Amendment.
Oh, yeah.
But I would think in light of what's coming out in the files, the fact that he was mentioned millions of times just and counting, because Bondi is still illegally withholding a lot. You would think they would at least have him step down temporarily and have JD the couch fucker take over for a while. The fact that he continues to sit at that desk in that office when this much has come out. And this is, even if the DOJ wasn't corrupt, the policy of not indicting sitting presidents is not one I agree with.
Yeah.
But the thing that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to crimes committed that were documented in the files is statutes of limitations. People think if somebody wasn't prosecuted, they're innocent. No, that's not always the case.
I won't read the whole article. I just want to read this section here. Senior advisor thought appointment was weirdly rushed. Elsewhere in the document,
a lot of that here.
Yeah. Elsewhere in the documents, the Prime Minister's National Security Advisor, Jonathan Powell, said he found the appointment of Lord Mandelson weirdly rushed. Powell is noted as having raised concerns about the individual and reputation to Sir Keir's former Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney. These comments were included in a fact-finding call between Powell and the Prime Minister's lawyer, Mike Otheimer, the day after Lord Mandelson's sacking on September the 11th, 2025. Powell worked extensively alongside Lord Mandelson, primarily as Chief of Staff to the Prime Minister during Tony Blair's premiership from 1997 to 2007. He is now a powerful advisor to Keir Starmer, and his opinion would have carried some weight in government if he had expressed those views during the appointment process. There is no suggestion of wrongdoing by Lord Mandelson.
Yeah, I mean, I can't bring myself to dig too far into the files because it just makes me want to cry and go hug my kids. But I mean, I knew that Mandelson was arrested, but I'm not seeing too much about the details of his potential involvement with Epstein. You know, they had a relationship, but I mean, in the end, the truth is all these people will hopefully become self-evident, regardless of whether or not they're able to be criminally prosecuted for whatever reason. I'd like to think that perhaps, maybe on this side of the pond anyway, we'll have enough exercise our constitutional right to overthrow the government and feed these people to the wood chipper.
In Minecraft. And I want to share this apology from Keir Starmer as well. So here is Keir Starmer's apology.
Oh, this I gotta see.
Let me start where I must start, which is to accept, as I do, that I made a mistake in appointing Peter Mandelson. And let me follow that up swiftly, as I've done before, but I need to do it again, with an apology to the victims of Epstein for appointing Peter Mandelson. It was my mistake, and I take responsibility in relation to it. The release of the information shows what was known. That led to further questions being asked. Unfortunately, because of the Metropolitan Police investigation, we can't release that information yet. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it was me that made the mistake, and it's me that makes the apology to the victims of Epstein, and I do that. Let me start.
What do you think of that apology?
It's
so-called.
It's more than we're seeing from the elected officials here. I don't know whether I can't really comment on whether I think it's sincere. I'd like to think it is, considering the actions of the UK justice system with regards to named perpetrators in the Epstein files compared to over here. But well, we have a long and complicated relationship with Mr. Starmer now, don't we?
Yeah, but
The Labour Party truly is the UK equivalent of the Democratic Party. They claim to be the more liberal side of the fence, but it's all neo-corporate bullshit.
yeah, but he always comes across as so robotic, so nasally, so boring, so monotone.
Right, and that's not what people need right now. They need somebody who can, show them that, they feel what we the people are feeling.
Yeah,
Like, that's, I just think some of the things I've seen the elected representatives here do are just completely outlandish. There's no taking of accountability at all. So there's definitely a sharp contrast here. The MAGA movement is doing mental gymnastics to support people who have done far worse.
yeah.
So it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But I think time will tell whether or not he actually regrets appointing this guy or if it's all lip service. But my money's on lip service.
Yeah, mine too. I just think it just comes across as a statement that's being prepared for him by his PR team, and I doubt the sincerity of
somebody
it.
in that position
opinion.
of power is going to write their own stuff. Oh, come on now.
well, yes, there's that.
Perhaps he had Chat GPT write it for him.
Maybe, who knows? But
it definitely does kind of give AI vibes.
Yeah, it does a bit. Yeah, it certainly does. But in any case, my take on this is if he's going to take full responsibility, surely he should resign. That's the logical conclusion of taking full responsibility.
I would think his first instinct would be to step down. At the very least, if there start being public calls for him to step down, he can't resist it. Trump continues to sit in office despite the fact that more and more people are like, wait a minute, you are in the files, and your AG and your FBI director lied about there being any files. Why are you still in office? There's a lot of why isn't anybody doing anything being asked around here.
Yeah.
And I feel bad there. I know a few people who, and these are good people who have good intentions and they truly believe that the justice system will work in the favor of the common good. But it's a different justice system when you have money.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
And that's everywhere.
We can only hope that justice prevails eventually.